watching the SEC Media Days, a CBS 42 sports special.
Well, day 3 of SEC Media Days, Florida, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and Alabama taking to the podium to talk about the upcoming college football season. Well, it is Wednesday night in the Magic City. Good evening to you, Tide fans, getting their glimpse into the future this morning in Atlanta. Welcome to the SEC Media Days special with Scott Griffin. I am D. Jackson, and the Tide rolling into town, riding high for year number 2 in Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, and they're confident, right? They've got some kind of vibe about them when they got there to Atlanta, talking about all the positives. Year 2 for DeBoer. He's used to this team. They didn't like what happened last year with the 4 losses and, you know, the worst season since 2007, all the things that we've read and digested. So this team seems like they're confident. They're on a mission, D, so we ain't going to know, though, till they get on the playing field. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got plenty of time to figure it out, I guess. Kalen DeBoer on getting his team prepared for a shot at the college football playoff.
You know, whether it was the belief or whether it was the confidence, a lot of that just comes through repetitions. And so we've really had a great offseason, understanding where we fell short, why we fell short, not just the what and the how, but the why. And I'm excited about our guys, you know, taking those next steps, understanding when we get in those moments this year, those critical times, how to come through and make the play that's necessary to go win football games.
And win football games they shall do, because they are on a mission. Tide getting ready for a big season ahead. Let's take a look at that schedule, starting out at Florida State.
First thing that comes to mind there, you got to win Florida State, and Florida State's already given them locker room stuff, as you know, right? Monroe, Wisconsin takes care of itself. They have the off week before Georgia and LSU. We'll show you that. Vandy's an ambush game, but since they lost last year, they should take care of them as we go on here on the schedule. D. Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina. South Carolina is a road game, so that should say at, I think. And then, but look, they've got another off week before LSU, so that's a good thing. Then they, of course, go on the road to Auburn and finish there after Eastern Illinois. So,
and when they take on Auburn, things are going to look really interesting, because if you take notes, for this year's Iron Bowl, both teams are going to have brand new quarterbacks. The shuffle is on in Tuscaloosa for Jalen Milroe moving on to the Seattle Seahawks. So what does that mean for the Tide in their race for a starting quarterback? Well, the Tide opted to stay away from the transfer portal, investing in homegrown talent. Ty Simpson is the front runner if the season started today, of course. Austin Mack, Keelan Russell are also bringing that heat as well. It's that competition factor that's bringing out the best in this Crimson trio.
They got the tools, and so now you're just trying to put them in those moments as much as possible, to where the lack of experience, maybe from a game situational standpoint, is able to come out in practice, help them feel prepared. I'll say this: I think going through a quarterback competition, that's pressure alone. You know, these guys are going through pressure every throw. You know, whether it was a competition or not, we would analyze and break it down and chart it. But you know, every throw and every drive that these guys are a part of, it's critical.
Scott, one thing we've learned over the years, everybody knows this, that spotlight, it's bright. It's scorching on the Alabama quarterback. It burns bright. The light can be very intense. So I ask you, does Ty Simpson have that charisma, that swagger, that whatever, that it factor to handle that pressure?
He should. It's an unknown right now, right? He's thrown 50 college passes, but he should. He's a coach's son, and a lot has to do with confidence, is obviously being prepared. So he will be prepared, I would think, there with that. He's a 5-star. Look, he's got all the ability in the world. He runs better than people think. He can make all the throws. He's got a year under his belt. That's something Jalen Milroe did not have advantage of, right? He had to learn it on the fly and do that. So there's a lot of advantages there, so we'll see how he responds to that. I think the run game has to get going, D. You know, you can't forget about Jam Miller and guys like that. They're good enough. Daniel Sims comes to mind. But they've got to get the run game going to help him out.
Yeah, no doubt. But what you have to do is you got to be able to protect the quarterback. And Ariel Schaefer has more on how that offensive line is coming together.
Standing by with offensive lineman Caden Proctor. Caden, welcome to Atlanta, day 3 of SEC Media Days, 6 weeks out from the college football season. How does it feel, maybe team-wise? What is the vibe heading into year number 2 underneath Kalen DeBoer?
I just feel like everybody's comfortable. You know, year one, Coach DeBoer coming in, it's a little frantic. But right now, we're just so settled down and so focused on what we need to do to go into fall camp and be prepared for that, and also go into the season ready to go. So, yeah.
This offensive line could be one of the best Alabama's had in quite some time. What has been maybe the if factor? What was the decision and the conversations maybe in spring ball in order to grow in that unit?
Well, I've been seeing that everybody's been saying, oh, you know, number one this, number one that, but we haven't played the season yet. So that's kind of what we're focused on, is like not. You might want to screenshot it and save it for later, but don't worry about it. Don't repost it, because we haven't proven that yet. So that's why I try to tell the guys is focus on the day in, day out. We have the motto 1-0. Go 1-0 in every day, and you'll be prepared for whatever comes ahead.
You chose to come back last season, really just worked your way up to becoming a leader. How are you really taking on that role to be able not only to lead this team, but also be a leader and also a father figure in a way to some of the younger guys?
Well, I've had guys like J.C. Latham and Tyler Booker, Darian Dalcourt, Seth McLaughlin before me that have shown that love towards me. So that's the only way I can repay it, is to the young guys that came in, and like you're saying, being a father figure. Like, I do this out of love. I love my teammates, and I just want to see them succeed, and I want the best for them. What
is it going to take in order to have this team back in the college football playoff and go and compete for a national championship?
We have to have intent and focus. Sometimes that in those weeks we'll kind of get lackadaisical, you know what I'm saying? So we got to eliminate that and focus on what we need to, focus on the game plan, study it. I know sometimes time isn't on your side when you have class. I mean, I know that I'm in 19 credit hours in the fall. I'm taking 6 or 7 classes, so I have to be able to manage that time well for me to go out on the field and succeed and do my best, and just like everybody else. It's hard. Nobody's saying it's easy. It's always going to be hard.
What are you studying?
I'm in sports management right now.
Okay, possibly have a possible future sports broadcaster, sports agent. Who knows after the league for sure. Kalen, we thank you so much for your time. Have fun here today. And for now in Atlanta, I'm Ariel Schaefer. I'll send it back to you in studio.
Thank you, Ariel. Coming up next, we're talking to Big Tim Keaton. That's next on the SEC Media Day special.